Alright guys, we have the 2010 Chevrolet Aveo with us, and today we will be replacing the catalytic converter. So this car has a P0420, and we confirmed it using live data from an OBD2 scanner to confirm that the cat is bad. So we will be replacing it. We are in California, and this is a California emissions car. So if you also check, when you're ordering cats, you need to make sure you order the right cat for the group number, okay? Especially if you live in California, where you must pass smog. So here we have our new cat, okay? It is a Walker cat. We make sure the part numbers agree with the test group. And yeah, we will be installing it now. All right, so luckily this cat is not too involved. We're gonna need to remove the oil dipstick and the tube. We'll remove the heat shield covering the cat. We'll remove this O2 sensor, which I already popped out of here. You just pop it out, unplug it, remove it. Then from down below, we have to remove, we remove these bolts. We may need to move something else to drop this flex pipe, hopefully not. Possibly have to remove the heat shield, possibly not, and we can remove it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just a side note, this customer came to me, so you guys not living in California can have a little experience of what we have. He was quoted $2,500 to replace this catalytic converter because you need a California compliant California compliant catalytic converter. And yeah, $2,500. That's not obscene. We've heard plenty of stories of cats costing that much, but this cat from Walker, I believe, ran him about 700 bucks. So now I'll go ahead and install it. All right, so we have to remove the O2 sensor. We'll go ahead and do that. Push down on the tab, unplug it. Now we're gonna remove the O2 sensor. We're using a 22mm oxygen sensor socket. Okay. Go ahead and drop that down. Go ahead and remove that. Comes the oxygen sensor. All right, so now we're gonna remove the oil dipstick. It's a 12mm right here. Crack it loose. 12mm bolt, and now the dipstick you can just kind of gonna have to pull out of the socket it's in, or there it goes. You just yank it right out. Okay, now I'm gonna start working on removing the heat shield. There's a 12 right here up top. So remove that 12. Okay, now we are underneath the car, and to remove the heat shield, we need to remove that 10 and this 10. All right, so with those bottom two removed, we can try to finagle this heat shield up. Well, it's getting stuck on this bracket here. Might have to remove that. All right, so we're gonna remove this bracket because in the way for the heat shield. You have a 12 right there, a 12 right there, which is a nut. And then we'll see if just moving this portion clears us enough. That out of the way, the heat shield comes on out. All right, and see how the heat shield's all oil all over it? That's the sign of a valve cover gasket leak, which will inform the customer. All right, so here's a real fun one. We're gonna be blasting all these with a little PB blaster beforehand. You have the 4 up top, and then the 4 on bottom that you got to go through here to grab. Actually, there's 5 on the bottom. All right, so we're underneath the car, and you see we have these e-Torx bits, okay? This one here, and there's one right here holding this cat to another bracket. Okay, so it is a E12, so basically it's an inverted star. And we're gonna go ahead and remove those. So an E12. Okay, so now we're gonna break these loose. They are 14 millimeters. Anytime you're working with exhaust bolts, you wanna break them by hand before you put an impact or an electric tool on it. Go ahead. Break that one by hand. Break that one by hand. Break them all by hand. Good. And there we go. Cool, that's out of the way. This wire is the O2 sensor. If we don't have enough play to remove it, then I'll remove the other O2 sensor. All right, so now we have to remove these 9, 10 millimeter nuts. We'll go ahead and remove that, and I'm just gonna time lapse it. Alright, so we got the cat removed. Now it's got to go out the top, but in order to do so, either top or bottom, we got to remove this. We got to remove this electric fan. So there's 4 10 millimeter bolts. There's one there, one further down on the same style bracket. Here you got another one right there, and another one down below. So there's 4 in each corner and an electrical connector. I'll remove those and pull the fan out. All right, so once you removed all 4 bolts, you gotta come on down underneath, and you gotta go ahead and remove that fan clip here. Okay, it's a push down style. So you're gonna push it down on one tap, and you're gonna pull it to release. All right, then the 4 bolts, you remove that and the fan's good to go. So we removed all 4. I've also took the bolts out the power steering, 2 nuts, 1 bolt, just so it could wiggle a little bit, move some plate. And with the fan removed, here's the cat. All right, so old cat, new cat. I'll go ahead and start the installation process, and I'm just gonna time lapse the whole thing. But you saw how we did it. I had to remove the electric fan, shield, O2 sensor, dipstick, a couple brackets, and wasn't too bad. But now we'll start the installation process. And that's all there is to replacing the catalytic converter. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. Let me know. Take it easy, guys. Subscribe.